The you and me pyramids. This takes me back a while because this was really my first model. So I want to share this with you as a way to really gain a good understanding of your interpersonal space. This is also found heavily in the book Listen and Lead, which is part of this curriculum. The you and me pyramid works this way, so I'll give you an overview. Notice the lower of the two pyramids, that's the me pyramid. In the me pyramid, you're treating other people like an object. This is what managers do. Managers manage things. In the upper pyramid, the you pyramid, you're a leader. You're leading people, but you look at people from a neutral position. So now let me go back on that just a second. So when we start at the bottom, in the middle between the two is what's called a data transfer. The data transfer simply means you're giving information to somebody, but it's neutral. It's like you've just plugged into the hard drive and transferred the file over. It's not designed to be a biased transfer. Much like what attorneys often do, they'll give you data, but they're doing the data transfer in a very biased position because they want you to agree that this data supports their argument. That's not neutral. So the way it works is this. In the me pyramid, agreement seeking is what we do when we communicate with another human being with the intent to get them to agree that we are right. So now, think about the last discussion you had with someone, last argument, if you will. Did you spend any time trying to find out their position, or was your energy predominantly trying to find out or try to prove that your position is correct? I'd argue that a very high percentage of all discussions are spent in agreement seeking. You can pick them up very easily if you know what to look for. So rule one, when you communicate with others, if you're trying to get them to see your way and you haven't even understood theirs at all, you're treating them like an object. You will have collusion, which means you're going to get exactly the opposite of what you want, and you will push them away. 2, if you spend your time blaming, you're not taking responsibility, that's collusionary. 3, justify. What that really means is that you're an apologist, usually for yourself. You're defending yourself. And by the way, justify means, okay, this is a good example. You see the print on the page? It's left justified. You ever been in a meeting where someone comes late? And as they walk in, they interrupt the meeting to tell you or everyone there why they are late. You see, everyone in the meeting is justified. They're all lined. They were all there on time, right? But when the person comes in late, they want you to see that they are justified except for, and then fill in the blanks of all their excuses. The reality is nobody cares why they're late. Nobody cares why you're late. Nobody really cares about your opinions at all. The reason is because your opinions are in large supply. This is Econ 101. If your opinions are in large supply, how much demand is there for said opinions? So reducing the supply of your opinions increases demand. At least over time it might, if what you have to say is no longer with a missile called agreement seeking, or blaming, or justifying, and the biggest one of all, denial. If you completely deny that you're culpable at all, eventually with time, no one wants to be around you. I have lots of clients who come in and say, I don't have any friends. I don't even know how to make a friend. My wife or my husband's not even my friend. My kids don't even like me. Well, yeah, look at the behavior. Are you in the me pyramid? And if so, that's the reason why. And if you are, those behaviors, and this will come with inside the protocol here, you can look at those behaviors and you'll then have a form that you can figure out what it is you're telling yourself that's not true, a false narrative. Okay, moving up. Where's it ideal to be? In the U pyramid. I'm going to use parenting as an example right now, but this is applicable not only in marriages, but really applicable at the corporate level. Let's say I have my 17-year-old son here, and I'm going to talk to my son. The first place I have to start with, if you look at the very bottom, neutral, and look to the right where the arrow is coming up, if I'm neutral in talking to my son, I can ask him questions. He will answer me so I can listen. But one of the challenges I get from parents or complaints about their challenges is, but my kid never answers my questions. They just grunt, teenage talk. It's because you're not neutral. It's because you're always offering an opinion. Being neutral leads to the ability to listen. And if you listen, and you listen without the intent to judge, they will trust you. If they trust you, you can teach. But teaching is, by definition, is the ability or the process whereby you delegate learning to the student, and learning is the process of self-discovery. So if you are not teaching, if you can't delegate learning, if you can't help them connect the dots, that's because they don't trust you. Go one down. If they don't trust you, it's because you're not listening. Go one down. If you can't listen because they won't talk to you, go one down. You're not neutral. You're biased. Remember the drama triangle. Are you problem focused? Are you in resistance? And are you biased? And if so, you're in the me pyramid. If you're in the me pyramid, your relationships will not be based on mutual trust and respect. You're going to go like this. The environment will look like this. You want it to look like this by being inside of the you pyramid. So as a repeat, practice listening for people who are always trying to get others to agree with them. Practice you trying to understand the other person's perspective before you pontificate, if you even pontificate. It's not required that you have an opinion. And if you want to test this, again, you don't need to believe me. But if you want to test this, here's what I'm going to suggest you try. Try to go the next 24 hours without offering an unsolicited opinion. Just don't give an opinion unless it's asked. See how well you do. 1. 2, see how long you